So I'm here at Jimmy John's Field shooting some videos for the USPBL, and I am interviewing Chris Newell. And today we're going to talk about what he's been up to since they won the title last year. Tell me what you've been off to, what you've been doing since you won the trophy.
Well, focusing on my house, trying to get into that darn thing, but savoring it, man. It's my life has changed. It's been a great time. It's brought a lot of perspective, to my career and to what is being accomplished out here. It's helped me slow down a little bit because I was chasing it, and then to finally get it, okay, well, God, I can't wait till 18 gets here because I want to do it again because I want to experience that again. It's almost indescribable. I mean, I won a state championship years ago in high school, and up until winning this, that was the greatest thing ever accomplished as far as like in baseball as a team. I mean, obviously signing a pro contract as a player and things like that all that was great, but being a part of something special and have the Beaver following that we have, it's been cool because I go places and they're like, hey man, I saw your Facebook post or I saw your league's post. Hey, congratulations. It's cool.
As much as you enjoyed that, talk about your winter ball. You went to talk about your experience in winter ball. Fill people in on what you did and what it was like.
Yeah, well, it was great. Palm Springs, California, in January and February, the weather's gorgeous. The scenery is gorgeous as far as the mountains, and the people that I worked with day in and day out are awesome. The concept of that league is fantastic. It's a bunch of free agents, guys that are looking for jobs, guys. A lot of guys that are good enough. A lot of guys did get jobs, and so what it is, it's great for a guy like me to go out there and look at all these free agents and help my club. And I did it last year, in 2017, which helped me. I signed some guys out of there that were immediate impact players for me in our league and help us win a championship. So for me to have that avenue, oh God, and that resource, it was amazing.
So did you sign any players with that league?
I did.
Did you see anybody talk about the players you found?
Yeah, so I signed a shortstop from the Bronx, New York, a kid by the name of Skylar Mercado. His dad was a New York City firefighter and was one of the unfortunate guys who lost his life in the trade centers. So that's and I know Andy and our league does a great job at honoring and remembering and for him to stay driven and accomplish the things that he has up to this point, knowing what happened to his father when he was only 4 or 5. I don't know if I could do it. He's inspired me. His dad's certainly been looking down on him, and it couldn't happen to a better kid. And he's going to be a fan favorite in this league. I'll guarantee that.
What other new people do the fans have to look for?
Well, I got a kid named Adam Gauthier, who actually played with Thomas Rulis. He was a catcher at Dartmouth. So he high intellect, high baseball IQ, very talented catcher. Having him and Hunter Wood, we're in good spot behind the plate. Two born leaders.
I got you sitting in front of Sandy Koufax. What's your staff going to look like this year?
Not like that, but then again, nobody's does. But losing some of the marquee guys like Randy Wynn, Jake Welch, Seth Brenner, Trevor Yannick, Jake Ezel, all those guys, they're all still playing, which is great. They certainly deserve to. But that's the beautiful thing about my position is that, and I think that obviously that's where my scouting background comes in, is that I'm able to go out and get the guys. So it's not like an organization where I'm managing a ball club that they give me. This is that. I think that's the most rewarding thing about winning the championship is that was 100%. For all of us, we are who we are, and we're responsible for the players that we bring in. So to win a championship with my players, the guys that I picked, makes it even more special.
You also have a new addition on your bench. Talk about that.
I do. Fan favorite, Ricky Castro. If you're listening, see Ricky's been a face of our league, playing for the Diamond Hoppers the last 2 years. All-star shortstop, first-class kid on and off the field. When Ricky decided to hang the uniform up, I thought it was imperative, and it all made sense for me to keep a guy who's familiar with our league, our fans that can relate to him, who was a great player for us. You got to keep guys around like that.
You talked a little bit earlier about how you were chasing the title. The Beavers are now the hunted.
Yeah.
You have a lot of new faces coming up, but you have 3 teams gunning for what you have. Is there new challenges in that, and what's your mindset going to be moving forward with this campaign?
Well, the mindset, I am going to have a different club, but the philosophies are going to be the same. I'm going to build my, I've the new additions, who have replaced the older, the previous guys. They're all still kind of cut from the same cloth from one another. So I'm not gonna deviate from the recipe that has brought us success. Last year's a champion, but going back to our first year, having the best record. But being the hunted, I love it.
Let me ask you this: are you going to be able to draw from experiences last year to maybe improve your club this year?
I may have the most rookies of any club in the league, and that's another challenge in itself. I'm looking, hey, let's go out with the smallest payroll and let's go win another championship with the lowest payroll, right? And that's a challenge that I've kind of put within myself, and let's see if we can do it, because there's a lot of good players out there, and we're, for me, my philosophy is let's go young. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to bring in a bunch of guys who are 25, 26, their careers are just about over, as far as being prospects. And, so baseball is a game within the game, and how I'm building my team is kind of a game within the game, and let's see what we can do. But I love, I will 100% draw on experiences from last year, because I'll be honest with you, yeah, we had a clean sweep. We won the division. We had the best record. We had the most guys signed, and obviously we won the championship. There's still more to accomplish, right? So I will 100%, utilize my failures, if you will, last year to turn those into successes for sure. But I've been blessed, because the core guys that are coming back, they know what needs to be done on an everyday basis. So you just kind of let those guys play and be who they are, and let's see what happens. But the other clubs are going to be gunning for us, and I know for a fact that they're building their club to beat us.
Whether someone's a Hoppers fan, a Mammoth, a Beaver, or a Unicorn, what should fans expect when they come to the Jimmy John's Field here in 2018?
Well, expect great baseball that they've seen the last 2 years, and I think I heard a little rumor floating around that the fan feedback, about the last couple of years was it. Although the entire atmosphere is second to none, but when you would think that people would say, oh, I love the mascots' uniforms, or I love the team's uniforms, or I love the fact that I can go play wiffle ball, the consensus was the product on the field. That's what everybody gravitated to, and that's what everybody loved. So I think that's a testament to Jimmy, Shane, Paul, our coaches, and everybody involved, is we're going out getting the players that these fans want to see play, and it's hard to do. There's a lot of baseball players out there. There's not a lot of good ones, and I think all us 4 guys, or 8 guys, including all the coaches, we've done a good job at identifying guys that can play, and I think obviously that's why Andy brought us in, is because we have that eye, and it shows, because the fans come out every single night and they see good baseball. So
I want to thank Chris Newell for sitting down with me and answering the questions that I had, and sharing with us what he's been up to in the off season. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Always looking forward to 2018, man. What a great experience 16 and 17 was, but you do a great job, Ron.
I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Beavers do this year. I'm looking forward to a lot of people coming out here to Jimmy John's Field as well. So appreciate you watching this video. If you did like the video, please share it with your friends. Hit the like icon, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell icon to make sure you hear about future videos. And as always, you can see more of my work at RonRobinsonStudios.com. Until next time. something interesting happened to you specifically this year at Winter Ball. Can you talk about that? You met somebody that people might have heard of.
Yeah, a guy by the name of Tommy John. So Tommy, Bill Lee, the commissioner of the Frontier League, who
Bill Lee from the Boston Red Sox?
No, not the spaceman.
Okay,
the real Bill Lee. So Bill Lee, the Frontier League commissioner, known Bill for a long time. He's a pioneer, just like Andy is, and he's done a lot of great things for my career as a player and in fact as a manager way back when. But Bill, we're sitting there watching the Super Bowl, and Bill comes up with this idea. It's him and I and Boots Day, who's a legendary big league guy. I think he might be one of the original Expos or real close to it, but baseball lifer. He was a scout for the '84 Tigers. Boots was when they won the World Series. He was single-handedly responsible for bringing Darrell Evans here to Detroit. So that's pretty cool. But we're sitting there watching the Super Bowl, and Bill Lee comes up and he says, "Hey, what are you guys doing at halftime?" Like, we're going to watch Justin Timberlake. We're going to watch halftime show. That's the only thing anybody cares about. He says, "Well, would you rather do that, or would you rather go have dinner with Tommy John?" And we're I'm like the Tommy John? He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Hell yeah, let's do that." Boots and I and Bill, we met Tommy and his wife and their 2 dogs that they had. And the cool story, nobody realizes this about Tommy. I mean, obviously he's famous for his surgery, but he won 288 games in the big leagues. How in the hell is this guy not in the Hall of Fame? I mean, all you voters out there, you guys got to figure some things out, man. I mean, 288 wins. Are you kidding me? And he's not in the Hall of Fame? Somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing. But what's more remarkable, and Tommy, I didn't know this until Tommy pointed it out to me, but he said, I've got more wins after my surgery than I did before. Like, that in itself is remarkable. But, it's crazy because we talk about pioneers, and Tommy John's a pioneer. He's revived so many careers, and, without even knowing it. And just because of him and Dr. James, I think it was Dr. Job, actually. So, yeah, great experience, and certainly blessed to have been around Tommy for the time I was.
That's a great story because it's such a baseball story.
It is, yeah.
If you're not in baseball, you don't ever meet this man. That had to be surreal.
It was. I walked in. I mean, I've never seen Tommy in person, only on TV, and I've seen him in his later years, giving speeches and what have you. But to see somebody in person, you're like, wow, that's kind of not what I was expecting, But when you're around them and talking to them and looking them in the eye, you're like, oh yeah, is it like, oh my God, like, are you like, somebody punched me in the face right now? Am I really witnessing this? Right? Am I seriously like right next to Tommy John? And a lot of people don't know this either, but he was a coach for a lot of years in the minor leagues, and the impact that he's had on so many. I forget the surgery, just his knowledge, how many guys he's helped, and again, that's the great thing about as you get older, share that knowledge with people, and just some of the little tidbits about talking about little grips and pressure points. I learned, in the 5 hours I was with Tommy, and it's certain things that I help my winter ball pitchers. Hey, I learned this yesterday. Try this, and it worked for one guy, didn't work for another guy. But guess what? If it doesn't work for the next 2,000 guys, it still worked for this guy. And this guy got a pro job because he learned how to move the ball in and out with certain pressure points. And it was, I taught him, but Tommy taught me, right? So it all goes back to Tommy John, right? And if I wouldn't have used the knowledge that Tommy gave me, then shame on me. I'm in this position for a reason. And it was a blessing, for sure. I'll never forget that.
One final thing, what message do you have for the fans coming out this year?
Whew. Well, I mean, it's thank you for the last 2 years, and I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for all of you. I know that for a fact. Our players wouldn't have the opportunity that they have if it wasn't for the fans. But this is what's pretty cool about it. All the way out across the country in California, every single manager and player and coach in the other independent leagues know how many people we play in front of every night, and it's electric. And I would say continue to do what you guys are doing, and I'll thank you on behalf of my team. I'll thank you guys, but I'd like to see a few more Beaver fans out there. There's no reason for us to not kind of take over Beaver Nation, right, Ronnie?
I'm in.
Because we played damn good baseball.